work the clock all the way down. Here's a 15-footer on the way, no good by Perry. Excuse me, that was Tempest on the shot. Lady Mavs 0 for 3 possessions. Lady Wolverines look to penetrate. There's a drive down the baseline. They'll get the ball down inside, and here's a shot up. She's going to be fouled. That was Sam Ruda who got the inside pass. Goes up the shot. She'll get 2 shots. As Sophia Nighthouse picks up her first personal foul. Again, early in the ball game, we've 3-0. We've got 5:43 to go here in the first quarter. First shot's on the way off the front of the rim, no good. It's a good job, though, by the Lady Wolverines of penetrating down the baseline and finding the post open. Here's a second shot on the way. It bounces around and goes through, good. First points of the ball game for Ruda, as Bentonville now leads 4-zip. Again, we've got 5:37 to go here in the first quarter. Here's a drive by Smith. Stop, they'll get the ball back out front as Tempest looks to penetrate. Work the ball down low to Nighthouse. Good job of matching up defense here by the Lady Wolverines. The ball's knocked out of bounds off of Nighthouse. Go back over to the Lady Wolverines. Lady Mavs having a bit of trouble here early in the ball game, trying to get that look they really want. Bentonville doing a really good job of taking away the 3. They know that Tempest and Smith can get hot at any time out there. Here's a drive. Going to be a walking call. They'll call a walk on Sam Ruda. Turnover belongs to the Lady Mavs. Tempest will walk the ball up. Yeah, this Bentonville defense is coming out. When Smith goes out down low, they go out and pick her up. The ball back over to Peyton Yaffe. Yaffe looks to penetrate, and the ball's going to be taken away. And here's a drive down. Shot's up. Shot is no good. Bentonville gets the rebound. The ball's tipped away. Goes out of bounds. Let's see. Goes back over to the Lady Mavs. Tinsley Freeman will check in the ball game for the Lady Mavs. Freeman will give them some good minutes. She'll be on the floor 2 or 3 times today, fighting for everything that she can get. That's what I like about this Lady Mav team, is the fact that they really hustle, they play hard, and leave it all out on the floor. Here's a 3-point shot on the way by Tempest, up, and it's good. Michaela Tempest, she can do that. Again, she had 3 3-pointers against Stillwell in the Tournament of Champions a couple of weeks ago. Here's a nice entry pass down low to Ruda. Ruda goes up for the shot, no good. And a good job by Nighthouse of holding her ground. And we've got a whistle, going to be a jump ball. Should be Bentonville's ball underneath the Bentonville basket. It's a good job by Nighthouse, though, of holding her ground and taking away the post. Here's the 3-point shot on the way, and it's good. 3-point basket by Olivia Rustat. It increases the lead to 4 at 7-3, Lady Wolverines. We've got 3:56 to go here in the first quarter. Lady Mavs want to swing it around. As Freeman loses the ball, it's going to be taken away. Here's a nice give-and-go pass to Ruda, but it can't be controlled. They'll try to set it up again. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. It's up, and it's good. Another 3-point basket by Olivia Rustat. Rustat has that touch from the left corner, as Lady Mavs want to take a timeout here as they trail 10-3 early. 3 3-point baskets by the Lady Wolverines have been the difference right now. Lady Mavs struggling so far early just to get the shots that they want. They're doing a pretty good job of moving the ball around the perimeter, not able to work the post. Bentonville doing a good job of taking that away. And really staying with Sierra Smith, not letting her have an open look. Every time she would come out to the 3-point line, she had Lady Wolverine come out with her, so she was not able to get any good looks here early. And I think that's what they've scouted, is to take that away. It looks like what Bentonville wants to do is take away the 3-point shooting from Sierra Smith, along with the inside play of Sophia Nighthouse. Lady Mavs will get the ball. Here's they trail 10-3. We've got 3:35 to go here in the first quarter. First home conference game here for the Lady Mavs. Again, they'll play here again Friday night as Rogers Heritage comes to town. Freeman looks to penetrate. Get the ball back over to Tampus. Tampus will set the offense. Get the ball to Sierra Smith. She'll try to throw the ball. The corner is going to be taken away. Bentonville looks to push it again. They'll get the ball. Got to watch that corner. Try to get an entry pass. There's a good job by Nyhouse of knocking the ball out of bounds. They had a double team down there with Lana Perry along with Sophia. Nyhouse had that covered well. But what you've got to watch is you got to watch number 21, Olivia Rustat. From that right corner has nailed 2 3-pointers here to open up the lead. Here's about a 15-footer on the way. It's up and it's good. That's Abby Kate Sanders on the basket. The Mavs digging themselves an early hole here as it's 12-3 with 2:41 to go here in the first quarter. Freeman looks to penetrate. Bentonville doing a very good job of taking away that penetration from the top of the key. Here's a nice entry pass down low, and they'll work the ball back to the corner. We've got a whistle. This may be a 3-second call. Felicity Suggs will check into the ball game for the Lady Mavs. Yeah, I like Suggs' game. She's one of those girls that you watch her play, and that mouthpiece will be hanging out a la Steph Curry. Here's another 3-point shot on the way. It's up and no good. Fight for the rebound, and Suggs gets the rebound for the Lady Mavs. Also checking in for the Lady Mavs is Katie Van. Suggs will set up the offense. Bentonville doing a good job of denying the entry pass. Now they will get it down low. Here's about an 8-footer up, and she's going to be fouled. Good job by the Lady Mavs working that perimeter, getting the ball down low to Nyhouse. They'll get 2 free throws here. Nyhouse has really improved her game. First free throws up, and it's good. That's 4 points for the Mavs, 3 for Tampus, and 1 for Nyhouse. So get the second shot here. It's up and off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sam Ruda. She wants to push the ball up. Lady Wolverines doing a nice job of working the perimeter, then finding the open post. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. Ball's tipped out of bounds and looked like it went off of Olivia Rustat. We'll go back over to the Lady Mavs. 1:35 to go here in the first quarter. Peyton Yaffe checks back into the ball game for Sierra Smith. Lady Mavs still looking here early, trying to get into a rhythm offensively. The key to this Bentonville zone has been they're taking away there's a nice give and go play, but can't get the shot off. The ball's going to be stolen. Lady Wolverines want to push it up. Here's a shot on the way. It's up. No good. Here's a nice penetration for about an 8-footer up and no good. Good job of Tinsley Freeman blocking out there as Nyhouse gets the rebound. Lady Mavs will set up here with 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Suggs looks to penetrate, makes a nice move. The ball's going to be tipped away by the Lady Tigers. It goes out of bounds. Will be Southside's ball underneath the Lady Maverick basket. Got 40.4 seconds to go here. 17 seconds on the play clock or the shot clock. Here's a nice inbound pass and up, and it's good. As Sophia Nyhouse gets 2 more points, she now has 3 points to lead the Lady Mavs. Quickly in the front court, the Bentonville Lady Tigers. Here's a 3 on the way, and it's good. That was Ella Campbell on the 3. Yeah, Campbell and Rustat, 2 3-pointers apiece. As Lady Mavs now trail 15-6. Work for that last shot. We've got 9 seconds on the clock. Shot clock turned off here. Here's about an 8-footer up by Freeman, up and no good, and that's going to be in the first quarter. At the end of one quarter, Southside trails 15-6. Not the kind of start you want for the Lady Mavs, but it was a good job by the Lady Tigers of really defensively. They played it was really a 1-2-2 matchup zone, and at the top of the zone, they were doing a very good job of not allowing any penetration for the Lady Mavs, and what that does by not allowing the penetration is it keeps them from getting the open threes. And Southside did a good job at times working the ball down low and penetrating and getting some open looks down low, but they just couldn't finish those. As we look at the first quarter scoring, Ella Campbell had 6 points for the Lady Tigers on 2 3-pointers. Olivia Rustat had 6 points on 2 3-pointers. Sam Ruda 1 point, and Abby Kate Sanders 2 points. For the Lady Mavs, Michaela Tampus had a 3-pointer, and Sophia Nyhouse with 3. It's going to be key here in the second quarter to get some more Lady Mavs involved in the ball game. And you know, it's tough to win a ball game when you have a game where one team is lighting it up from the 3-point line. That's what's happened right now. Is the 4 3-pointers, the 2 by Rustat and the 2 by Campbell. And Rustat came on and had 2 from the right corner, and she was really starting to feel it. As Lady Mavs will get the ball to start the second quarter. As Lana Perry looks to penetrate, goes to the hole, up and no good. Lady Tigers want to push into the front court. Here's a nice penetration down the lane. A good play by Felicity Suggs, tipping the ball away from Abby Kate Sanders. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll go back over to the Lady Tigers underneath their own basket. Get the ball up to about the free throw line. Here's a nice penetration inside, up and no good. Good job by the Lady Mavs. Ball's chased down by Suggs. He'll bring it in the front court. Smith looks for his shots, not there as she gets the ball back over to Suggs. Suggs looks to penetrate. The ball's going to be taken away. And Lady Tigers want to push up. They'll get the ball down low, and there's an open look. And a really nice job of feeding the ball down low to Sam Ruda, who'll go back to the line for 2 more free throws. Lady Mavs are going to have to do a better job than what they did on the previous series as they went down and really tried to do a lot of one-on-one. They're going to have to work it, and I say this every week, you've got to work it with the pass. The pass can outrun. You know, I can throw a ball faster than somebody can run, so you work the ball around, and then you work your offense off the pass to get the good shots. As Ruda makes the first free throw, 10-point lead for the Lady Tigers. Now it's 11. As she's 3 of 4 from the foul line. Tampus will push the ball up for the Lady Mavs. Again, Bentonville working out of that 1-2-2. It's actually kind of a matchup zone. Actually, they've gone to a man defense. Here's a drive by Smith, up and no good. That's Smith's first shot of the game. Lady Tigers want to push it in the front court. To get the ball down low. Nice positioning down there. And missing the shot is Ruda, but she had really nice position. Here's a drive down as Peyton Yaffe looks to penetrate. Gets the ball back over to Suggs. Here's a 3-pointer away by Yaffe, up, and it's good. Cuts into that lead. It's now 17-9. And here's a steal as Smith wants to push the ball in the front court. Lady Mavs have the numbers. We'll take it down. Now we'll swing it back out, and it's going to be stolen. Lady Mavs try to set the double team. Had a big chance there to cut into that lead. Here's about a 15-footer on the way. It's up and no good. And here's another wide open 3 on the way, up and no good. Here's a nice drive inside, up, and it's good. That's Abby Kate Sanders for 2 more. She now has 4 points. Lady Mavs will push it in the front court. It's a tough series for the Mavs there as 3 offensive rebounds by the Lady Tigers. Lady Mavs will work the perimeter as Yaffe will set up the offense. Looks to penetrate down. Makes a nice spin move for the shot. It's going to be fouled. Should be 2. Fouls on Haley Hill. It's her first personal foul. Actually, they're going to call it on the floor. I guess when she did her spin move, they must have got her. We'll hand them out the ball to Nyhouse. Nyhouse has it up top. Gets it over to Tampus. Nice give and go there. Getting the ball down low. You know, if he looks to penetrate, the ball's going to be tipped away. They're going to feed it back down low again. To Nyhouse, goes up for the shot, and it's good. Nyhouse now with 5 points. Cuts into the lead. It is 19-11, Lady Tigers. We've got 5:11 to go here. Here's a three-pointer on the way, and it's good. That's Ella Campbell on the three. She has 3 three-pointers here in the first half, 9 points. It's tough to play a team, too, when they can shoot like that. You've got Campbell and you've got Rustad who can shoot the three, so you play that inside-out game, it's really tough to stop. Here's a nice drive by Lana Perry up and no good. Ball's going to be rebounded by the Lady Tigers. They want to push it into the front court. Here's another three look on the way up. It's off the rim, no good. As Ruda gets a rebound, here's another three on the way up, and it's good. Three-point basket by Arden Lewis. It's now 25-11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 three-pointers in the first half for the Lady Tigers. A very good shooting team, as evidenced by their three-point shooting. Lady Mavs will try to set up here. Need to work it in, maybe get this under 10 before the half. We've got 4:09 to go. Here's a nice drive by Suggs. Goes up for the shot. No good, but there's a rebound by Nyhouse. Can't finish. Nyhouse just a bit off balance there. She tries to put the ball back in. Again, Bentonville doing a very nice job of playing that inside post, working it down the post, feeding it back out, getting the good looks at the threes. If not, looks at the threes, getting to the basket and getting fouled. A lot of movement in this offense. Here's another three-point shot on the way. It's up, and it's good. That's Ella Campbell with her 4th three-pointer. She now has 12. Increases the Lady Tiger lead to 28-11. Tampus looks to penetrate. Set the offense. There's a nice cut by Lana Perry. Goes up for the shot. It's up and no good. Rebound by the Lady Tigers. They want to push it down the floor. And here's a breakaway chance. And, well, it's a kind of a bailout foul right there, as I'll call a foul on the Lady Mavs, as Arden Lewis lost control of the basketball. Not sure Coach Robert Brunk really liked that call, and I really can't say that I blame him on that. Wholesale substitutions for the Lady Mavs as Sierra Smith will check back in for the Lady Mavs. They'll have Nyhouse, Smith, Tampus, and Yaffe out there, along with Tinsley Freeman. Here's another three-point shot on the way. It's up and it's good. It's kind of hard to pick who you want to cover. You can either cover Campbell or you can cover Rustad, but both of them are very effective. That's 15 points now for Ella Campbell. All three-pointers. Nyhouse looks to penetrate the baseline. It's cut off. Gets the ball back up top. Tampus looks to go inside. Will drive in. Goes up for about an 8-footer, and it's good. 2 more from Michaela. She now has 5 points. Cuts into the lead. It's 31-13. We've got 2:29 to go. Here's another three on the way, and it's good. That's Arden Lewis with 3. This is quite an exhibition we've seen from this Lady Tiger team so far. It's one of those situations where you almost think, well, maybe it's a good thing if they do shoot threes, but they are making them at a very rapid pace. Here's a three-point shot away by Sierra Smith off the back of the rim, no good. Lady Tigers want to push it up. Get the ball to the corner. Here's a 3 shot on the way by Lewis again, no good. She's feeling it. As Tampus will get the ball, will set up the offense. Looking to try to get the ball down to the low post. I'll swing it back down low. That's Freeman. Looks for the shot. She's double teamed down low. Will fire it up, and let's see. They're going to call a walk. Anna Lee Polka checks back in for the Lady Tigers. For the Lady Mavs, Katie Van checks back into the ball game. And it's been 3 scorers for the Lady Mavs tonight. Tampus, Nyhouse, and Yaffe with all the points. 13 points in the first half. We've got 1:28 to go here before the half. Lady Tigers work the ball around. Now here's a three-point shot on the way, and it's good. That's Rustat getting back into the action. That's her third three-pointer of the night. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 three-pointers in the first half. Here's a nice inside play to Nyhouse. Nyhouse fights for the ball. Here's an open look for Tinsley Freeman for three. No good. Lady Mavs trail here at 37-13. It's been one of those ball games again where you play that inside-out game, and it's working very well for the Lady Tigers. When you've got shooters like that, you've got Rustat, you've got Lewis along with Campbell, those girls can light it up from the three-point line. And once you start going out to guard them, then that opens up the inside for Sam Ruda. It's kind of pick your poison if you're playing the Lady Tigers. Here's another three on the way. It's up, and it's no good. Another offensive rebound for the Lady Tigers. And a good job by Nyhouse holding that position, and then makes a really nice play of knocking the ball off of Olivia Rustat. The ball goes back over to Lady Mavs. A good hustle play by Sophia Nyhouse. Tampus will throw the ball in, gets it back. She'll bring the ball up the court. Let's see if the Lady Mavs want to hold for the last shot. They've got 30 seconds. There's about a 1 second difference between the play clock and the game clock, so they can hold it here. Again, the Lady Tigers working out of a man defense. Lady Mavs not getting a lot of open looks, and they're not getting a lot of good set shots here as the ball goes out of bounds. Will be kept by the Lady Mavs. There's a 0.2 second differential between the two clocks. As Sierra Smith will throw the ball in for the Lady Mavs. Still looking, will throw the ball out to Tampus. Tampus will set the offense, looks to penetrate inside. Gets too far under the basket. The ball is going to be stolen by the Lady Tigers, and that's going to be the end of the first half as Southside trails here 37-13. We'll be back in just a bit with the first half scoring summary. You're listening to, actually you're watching Southside Lady Maverick basketball. Welcome back. As we're about to start the second half here. Southside trails 37-13 at the half. Let's look at the first half scoring summary. First for the Lady Tigers, leading scorer is Ella Campbell with 15 points on 5 3-pointers. Arden Lewis had 6 points on 2 3-pointers. Olivia Rustat had 9 points on 3 3-pointers. Sam Ruda 3 points on 3 free throws. And Abby Kate Sanders with 4 points. For the Lady Mavs, they had 3 girls score. 5 points for Michaela Tampus, 5 points for Sophia Nyhouse, and 3 points for Peyton Yaffe. That rounds up the scoring for the Lady Mavs. One of those first halves where Southside really struggled. Good job by the Lady Tigers of really playing that in and out game, working that perimeter, and then hitting the low post, feeding it back out for the open threes, which led to 10 3-pointers, and very tough to beat a team that makes that many 3-pointers. As we start the second half, the Lady Tigers will have the basketball. There's a tip by Nyhouse, knocks the ball away. Over to Sierra Smith, who will push it in the front court. Nyhouse tries to set a screen on a nice give and go down low. They'll swing it back out. The ball's going to be tipped out of bounds as Abby Kate Sanders knocks the ball out of bounds. Tried to get the ball down the baseline to Michaela Tampus. Tampus with a 3-pointer in the first half. They'll get the ball back out to her up top. Looks to penetrate in. Again, Lady Tigers doing a nice job of matching up. It's a man defense, but they're kind of playing, it's a soft man defense until they attack the basketball. Selena Perry looks to drive inside, goes up for the shot, it's up and off the rim, no good. And there's Nyhouse with the rebound up and no good, and going to be pulled down by Sam Ruda, who wants to push it up. Playing a little give and go action for the Lady Tigers. Here's a nice penetration down the lane, and she'll be, actually I think they'll call the ball out of bounds as the ball stepped away from Ruda. Got 21 seconds on the shot clock. 6:55 to go here in the third quarter, just starting the third quarter. Each team kind of doing the filling out process. No points so far in the first minute. They'll feed the ball down low again to Ruda. Looks to go up for a shot, goes up for the shot. She will be fouled. Ruda had 3 points in the first half. She was 3 or 4 from the foul line, and this will be her 5th and 6th free throws. It's not been a lot of fouls called in the ball game. It's really, I know as far as the Bentonville offensive side, all the fouls have been called down low when they get the ball to Ruda, but they've been nailed in the 3-pointers. First free throws up and it's good. That's the key. If you play post, you're going to get fouled. You got to make those free throws. And Ruda doing a pretty good job there. As the second one's off and no good. She's 4 or 6 from the foul line. As Yaffe pushes it into the front court. Swings it over to Sierra Smith. Tampus looks to penetrate the lane. Will fire up about a 15-footer up and no good. And there's Nyhouse fighting for the ball. Gets the rebound, gets it over to Perry. Perry looks to penetrate inside. Here's a 3-point shot by Sierra Smith on the way. It's up and no good. It's rebounded by Olivia Rustat. Rustat wants to push it up. Nice penetration all the way to the basket, and it's good. That's 2 points for Abby Kate Sanders. She now has 6 points in the ball game. Stretches that lead out to 40-13 for the Lady Tigers. Lady Mavs trying to get some semblance of offense going here. Here's a penetration by Smith. Nice pass down low, and Nyhouse going to be hacked by Ella Campbell. Should get 2 free throws here. But give credit to Sierra Smith there. Made a nice penetration, then found Nyhouse down low for the shot. Nyhouse will get 2 free throws here. She is 1 for 2 from the foul line tonight. First one's on the way, and it's good. Nyhouse is another one, too, just like Ruda. She's going to get fouled a lot down low. She's got to take advantage of that and make those free throws. She's 2 of 3 so far, pending the 4th free throw here. It's up on the way, and it's good. Good possession for the Lady Mavs. They try to claw their way back into this ball game with 5:46 to go here. in the third quarter. Here's a three-point shot on the way. It's going to be tipped and knocked out of bounds. Looked like it may be off the Lady Mavs. It's one of the few times we've seen an air ball. Here's about a 15-footer on the way, no good, as Freeman grabs the rebound, and now we're going to have a jump ball. Should be Lady Mavs basketball. Bentonville does a good job too. What they try to do is they have those hands going, always trying to touch that basketball, and they've done a good job of frustrating Lady Mavs, taking the ball away at certain times. Here's a nice penetration and a nice play by Sierra Smith, 2 points. Smith starting out good. She's got an assist and a 2-point basket. Now we're going to have an over the back on a good job by Nyhouse. It's Sam Ruda picking up the foul, and Nyhouse doing a very good job too of really holding that low post position down low and blocking out for those rebounds. Lady Mavs look to get some points. They're actually on a 4-0 run here as they trail 40-17. Freeman will set up the offense. Tampus looks to penetrate, gets the ball down the corner to Freeman. Cross-court pass to Sierra Smith. Now penetrates the lane, goes up about 8 feet, and it's good. That's 4 here in the second half for Sierra Smith, doing a good job of taking that ball down low. Here's a nice drive and penetration for 2. That was Rustad for 2 points. This is kind of a change for her. She had 3 3-pointers in the first half. She now has 11 points in the ball game, the second Lady Tiger to be in double figures. Here's about an 8-footer on the way, and it's good by Sophia Nyhouse. Now has 9 points. Here's a 3-pointer on the way, no good. The ball will go out of bounds. Will be over to the Lady Mavs. Felicity Suggs will check into the ball game. She'll replace Michaela Tampus. Actually, Tampus is going to stay in, and Peyton Yoffe's coming out of the ball game. Kind of got a double point guard situation there with Suggs along with Tampus. This might open up some looks for Tampus maybe for 3. Here's a 3 on the way by Suggs, and it's good. Comes in the ball game. Felicity Suggs nails the 3. Southside on a 7-0 run here. 3:46 to go here in the third period. Southside really kind of getting it together here in the third quarter. Dug themselves a pretty good hole. Here's a nice penetration, and the ball's tipped away by Sierra Smith, and now we're going to have a whistle. A foul called on Anna Lee Kolka. There'll be 3 fouls here. Team fouls on the Lady Tigers. 42-24 down to 18. It was 24 at one time. Southside again on a 6-0 run. Actually a 7-0 run. Here's about an 8-footer on the way, no good by Nyhouse. Not sure that was the shot that Coach Brunk wanted in that situation. Lady Mavs doing a very good job here in the second half, really taking away the 3-pointer, number 1, which hurt them in the first half, obviously. Lady Tigers look to penetrate. They're going up from about an 8-footer, and it's good. It's Abby Kate Sanders, 2. She now has 8 points in the ball game. 2:48 to go. Here it's 20-point lead for the Lady Tigers as Suggs sets up the offense. Has an open look at a 3. Made one earlier. Now tries to throw the ball down low. It's going to be taken away and picked off by Ella Campbell, who tries to run it down. Will set up the offense. A nice swing job over there, and 3-point shot on the way, and it's no good. As the ball be tipped out to Tinsley Freeman. Freeman looks to push it up. Has a one-on-one opportunity. Takes it hard to the basket, and it's good. Nice job by Tinsley Freeman. Made up her mind she was going to take it to the hole. Had that one-on-one situation. Got within about 3 feet of the basket. Was able to square her body up and put the ball in the hole for the Lady Mavs. Lady Mavs playing a lot better here in the second half as they trail 44-26. We're down 24 at half. They've cut the lead down to 18. So doing a pretty good job here. But one thing they have done well here in the second half, they've taken away the three-point shooting ability of the Lady Tigers here in the second half so far, as Lady Tigers are 0 for 3 from the three-point line here in the second half. The difference being the fact that Southside doing a very good job of matching up and not giving those open looks like we did in the first half, and that's been a key. And then a good job by Sierra Smith. She has 4 points here in the second half. Also had an assist too. Good play there by Tinsley Freeman to have 2. Felicity Suggs has 3 on a three-pointer here in the second half. Again, Nyhouse leads the Lady Mavs here with 9 points. It's just been one of those games, though, where the Lady Mavs really kind of struggling at times to get into their offense. A good job. Give credit to this Lady Tiger team. The playing kind of a man defense, matchup zone defense at times has really frustrated the Lady Mavs. They want to penetrate from the top of the key, but it's not there. They've done a good job, really. I believe that's Ella Campbell up there playing up top has done a very good job of taking it away from the Lady Mavs. As we resume action, the Lady Tigers get the basketball. Here's a swing pass out, three-pointer on the way. It's off and no good as Nyhouse gets the rebound. Lady Mavs want to push it up here with Suggs. Suggs gets it into the front court. Tinsley Freeman will set up the offense. Try to feed the ball down low to Nyhouse, who's double teamed. Now she's single teamed with Ruda, goes up for about an 8-footer, and it's good. Nice job by Sophia. Nyhouse now has 11 points. Cuts back into that lead. It's down to 16 now, 44-28. Here's a nice inside pass down low, and it's good. That's Haley Hill, her first 2 of the game. A nice give-and-go play by the Lady Tigers as Lady Mavs push it back up into the front court. You got to screen that passer every time. You got to front that passer. When they make that initial pass, do not let them go to the basket. I know Coach Brunk's going to be telling them that. As Smith gets the ball here in the corner, looks to drive to the middle, takes it to the lane, goes up for about an 8-footer. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound, going to be pulled down by Sam Ruda, who'll push it up. Gets the ball down the floor, and that's Ella Campbell, takes it to the hole, and she'll be fouled. That's Sarah Smith's second personal foul. Be 2 shots here for Ella Campbell. Campbell 15 points on all threes. This is always the kind of what you look at as far as your shooters. They're good three-point shooters, which obviously Ella Campbell is. Let's see how good of a free throw shooter she is, and she seems to be really good at that too. She makes both free throws now with 17. Increases that lead back up to 20. It's 48-28. We've got 55 seconds to go here in the third period. Suggs runs the offense for Lady Mavs. Goffey gets the ball over to Tinsley Freeman. Freeman wants to penetrate, throws it back out to Suggs. Does a baseball pass over to Peyton Yaffe, looks to penetrate down, tries to throw the ball down low, and that's a good job by Nyhouse. Threw the ball into a triple team, and Nyhouse is able to catch the ball, loses control, but throws the ball off of a Bentonville Lady Tiger. Lady Mavs get the ball, reset the play, shot clock. Actually, won't be a shot clock now with 27.6 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Here's a pass out to Katie Van. Van will fire it up. Actually, they didn't set the shot clock, as the shot clock does run out. Lady Tigers will get the ball. Can set for the last shot if they want to with 20 seconds to go here, ahead by 20. I would suspect that's probably what they want to do. Is Abby Kate Sanders brings the ball up for the Lady Tigers. Ruda makes a nice penetration, goes up for the shot. It's no good. Going to be rebound by Nyhouse. Got 3 seconds to go here. Try to get the shot off. They won't get the shot off as Yaffe will fire it up, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. And that's the end of 3 periods. The Southside trails here 48-28. Had a lot better third period than what the first half was. The Southside outscores Bentonville by 4 in the third quarter. And really the difference was obviously the three-pointers, no three-pointers in the third quarter for Lady Tigers, they had 10 in the first half. It makes it kind of a tough situation. I mean, what do you do with this Lady Tiger team? You've got Ella Campbell, Arden Lewis, and Olivia Rustad who can shoot the three at any time. And, you want them to try to penetrate, maybe score some other way. But coaching staff of Bentonville doing a very good job of knowing who the scorers are, setting them up, putting them in position to make the points. Sophia Nyhouse had another big ball game for the Lady Mavs, and she leads the Lady Mavs with 11 points. But that was a good third quarter by Sierra Smith. Smith with 4 points. She really is known for her outside three-point shooting, not really getting any looks today, but done a really nice job of really penetrating into the lane and getting some nice 8 to 10 footers, as she made 2 in the third quarter. Key for this Southside team, they're going to have to find somebody that can get that hot hand, whether it be Tampa, Sierra Smith, whoever can, knock that three down. That kind of opens up a little bit of the inside for Nyhouse, but you can do that. Otherwise, they're going to just kind of pack it in on them. As the Lady Tigers will get the ball to start the fourth period. And this is a makeup game that was going to be played on the 22nd. That's when we had all the bad weather. And making this up tonight, this will be the second ball game of the week for the Lady Mavs. Again, they'll return home Friday night as they take on the Heritage War Eagles. Here's a nice inside pass down low up for the shot, and it's good. Lady Mavs will set the offense up with Yaffe. Here's a penetration by Sierra Smith. Tampus looks for the three. Now we'll pass up on it. Getting down on the shot clock again. Try to get the ball over. I think it's going to be a walking call on Sierra Smith. Ball goes back over to the Lady Tigers. So push it into front court. That's Abby Kate Sanders bringing the ball up. And the feed down to the low post up for the shot, and it's no good. The ball's going to be taken away and stolen. As Smith looks to penetrate, will go up for the shot, and it's no good. That was Katie Van on the steal for the Lady Mavs, as the Lady Tigers want to push, and I bet they're going to have a walk. That was either 2 steps or a nice one-step hop there. I'm not sure what you would call that, but going to be a walk nonetheless. Lady Mavs get the ball back as they trail here 56-28. Here's a three-point shot on the way. It's up, and it's good by Sierra Smith. Sierra Smith now with 7 points, all coming here in the second half. Try to get the ball down low. Ball's going to go out of bounds, go back over to Lady Mavs. Good job there by Alana Perry down low, holding that position. Olivia Rustad checks back into the ball game. Yeah, Lady Tigers leading scorer tonight is Ella Campbell with 17. Olivia Rustad has 11. Abby Kate Sanders with 8. So the Mavs trying to spread it out here. Peyton Yaffe will work the ball around to Tampus. Tampus looks to go inside. Now Perry will penetrate the lane, swings it out for a three-point shot on the way by Katie Vance, up and no good. Nice penetration, though, by Tampus. They had the good look. That was a good shot for Katie Van. Was able to square up, and that's one of the few times that the Lady Mavs have really been able to square up for a three. Bentonville kind of work the ball around. Not in any hurry here to get it done as they try to get the ball down to Rustad. It's going to be stolen by Perry. Perry looks to push it up. Got 5:19 to go here in the ball game. Here's a nice penetration and shot on the way by Yaffe's off and no good. As Abby Kate Sanders wants to push the ball up. I'll push the ball up for the shot. It's off the rim, no good. Gets her on rebound, goes up, and it's good. is Cambry Phillips' first basket. She'll get a chance at the traditional three-point play here. A good job, though, by Phillips of getting in there. She missed the first shot, but as the good shooters will do, most times she was able to follow her shot, get the rebound, and really was rewarded as she made the second shot and got fouled. Here's the shot on the way. The free throw is good. Phillips now with 3 points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Lady Tigers have scored here in the ball game. Smith works the ball around, gets it up to Yaffe up top. Swings it back over to Sierra Smith. Smith looks to penetrate in, gets the ball back out to Tampa, sets up for a three on the way. It's off the front of the rim, no good. That was another good look for the Lady Mavs. There's a nice penetration down low. That is Cambry Phillips will get fouled again, go to the line for 2 more free throws. 3 fouls on Sierra Smith, 4th team foul here in the second half. 4:25 to go here in the ball game. Phillips will get 2 shots here. It's on the way and it's good. Now 55-31. Tampus looks to push it up. Sets the offense up. Swing the ball around to Sierra Smith, penetrates the lane, gets the ball down low to Nyhouse, who's triple team, gets it back out to Smith. Looks to penetrate in, gets it over to Perry. Here's a wide open three on the way by Peyton Yaffe, off the rim and no good. But that's a good job of, first of all, by Nyhouse, recognizing the double team coming, gets the ball out to a wide open Lana Perry, who's very unselfishly gets the ball up top to Yaffe and had a good look at it, just a bit off as Tampus makes a steal, look to push it up, swings it back out to Yaffe. It will have a blocking foul called on the Lady Tigers. That's Annalie Kolka who gets the foul call. Lady Mavs will inbound underneath their own basket. Get the ball out to Yaffe, looks to penetrate in, goes up about 8 feet up, and it's good. Nice play by Peyton Yaffe. Now has 5 points in the ball game. 55-33, 22-point lead with 3:20 to go here in the ball game. Here's a penetration to the inside. That's Haley Hill for 2 more. She now has 4 points in the ball game. Tampa sets up the offense. Will fire for 3 on the way. It's up off the back of the rim, no good. As Lady Tigers chase the rebound down. As Ella Campbell looks to push it up, works the ball down low to the inside, and the shot's off and no good. Here's a 3-pointer on the way, and it's up and it's good. That's Ella Campbell for 3. She now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-pointers. Actually, that's 6 3-pointers. She now has 20 points in the ball game. That's about the quickest way you can get to 20s nailing those 3-pointers. That's what Ella Campbell has done. Southside now trails 60-33. We've got 2:40 to go here in the ball game. It's been a night of 3-pointers. 4 of the Lady Tigers have really controlled the ball game from the outset. Here's about a 15-footer on the way by Yaffe's up and no good. Lady Tigers get the rebound. Look like they want to push it up. Here's about a 15-footer on the way. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound will be chased down by the Lady Mavs. There's a ball down to Freeman, and there's a nice play and an inside play, and that's Lauren Borland for 2 points. Will get fouled. It's a good job by Freeman, though, of finding the open player and getting the ball to him as Kayla Robinson checks in the ball game for the Lady Mavs. Got Freeman, Van, Borland, Suggs, and Robinson in the ball game now for the Lady Mavs. 3-point opportunities up, shots up and no good. Here's a 3-point shot on the way off the side of the rim, no good. I'll try to feed the ball back inside, and it's going to be picked up and put in the hole. Kolka gets her first 2 points of the ball game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players have scored for the Lady Tigers. Here's a nice underhand scoop by Tinsley Freeman, no good. Ball's rebounded by the Lady Tigers. We're down to 1:30 on the clock. Here's a nice inside drive, up no good. They get the offensive rebound and put it in the hole. That's Linda Coons, who checked into the ball game, now has 2 points. Robinson looks to set up the offense for the Lady Mavs. Suggs penetrates in, has about a 14-foot opportunity there, doesn't take it, gets the ball back to Katie Van. Van penetrates in, feeds it back to Robinson. Ball going to be tipped away. Still be the Lady Mavs ball. Final minute of the ball game. We've got 53.6 seconds to go here. Southside trails 64-35. Dug themselves an early hole. Had a pretty good third quarter, actually cutting the lead just a bit, and it's kind of increased a little bit here lately. And there's a shot up by Katie Van, no good. Lady Tigers want to push it up. Nice inside pass and 2 more. Coons gets her second basket. She now has 4 points in the ball game. Inside of 25 seconds to go here as Robinson sets the offense, gets the ball over to Tinsley Freeman. Freeman looks to penetrate, goes right to left. Not anything there, but forces that way up, and it's going to be fouled. It's a good job by Freeman. Freeman's 2 or 3 times tonight's made some nice plays and really kind of forced the action a bit. And one time she was able to finish the shot. This time she's going to be fouled and will be rewarded with 2 foul shots. First one's on the way, and it's good. Freeman now with 3 points in the ball game. Get a second shot here. Second one on the way, nothing but net. Freeman now with 4 points. We're down to 10 seconds on the clock, and looks like Lady Tigers just want to run it out here. Down to 4 seconds. That's going to be your ball games. The Southside Lady Mavericks will fall to the Bentonville Lady Tigers 66-37. As we wrap up the scoring, Ella Campbell had leading scorer for the Bentonville Lady Tigers with 20 points. Cambry Phillips had 4 points. Arden Lewis, 6 first-half points on 2 3-pointers. Olivia Roostat, 11 points. Sam Ruda, 4 points. Abby Kate Sanders, 8 points, and Linda Coons came off the bench for 4 points. For the Southside Lady Mavs, Michaela Tampus had 5 points. Leading scorer for Southside Lady Mavs was Sophia Nyhouse with 11, Peyton Yaffe with 5, Sierra Smith with 7, Tinsley Freeman with 4, Felicity Suggs 3, and Lauren Borland came off the bench to score 2 points. As Southside again falls 66-37. Be back in a bit with the start of the boys' game. with Southside head girls basketball coach Robert Brunk. Coach Brunk, it was a tough ball game tonight. We were just talking beforehand. It's obvious that we had a game last night. Didn't quite have the legs to go tonight.
No, that's exactly right. We were a step slow in transition tonight. I mean, thought we started off well early defensively, but you know, we had 11 turnovers in the first half, and they gave them some momentum. They started knocking some shots down, and we didn't recover very well until after the half.
The coach, it's a tough ball game when you look at their stats. They had 10 three-pointers in the first half. In fact, one girl had 5, and just seems like every time they had thrown it up, they did a very good job of throwing that ball down the low post and swinging it back out for the open looks.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like every time they ran down the floor, the ball found Ella Campbell's hands. And
it was kind of hard to, pick out. They had, I think, 3 girls that were nailing 3, so it's kind of hard to pick out, kind of pick your poison on that. But that being said, I thought Sophia Nyhouse, another good ball game, 11 points. Peyton Yaffe, 5 points. And then I thought Tinsley Freeman came off the bench, gave you some nice plays. And what I want you to talk about, too, Coach, Sierra Smith, she's known for her three-point shot, but she did a very good job of penetrating that lane, getting those nice 8-footers.
Yeah, and that's a part of her game that not everybody gets to see. She has such a quick release from the three-point line that it's hard to argue with her anytime she sees an open three because, I mean, she gets it off quick. She hit one right in front of the bench there in the third quarter. But that's a part of her game we've been talking to her about. Get to the rim more. Try to get to the free throw line.
And, Coach, you've got really 2 as far as your point guards, you can go with different girls out there for your point. I thought Felicity Suggs came in, got you some good minutes. Tampa's, she's got a nice three-pointer too when she can get going. I go back to I believe it was in the tournament champion. She had 3 three-pointers in that ball game. It's just a matter of, I think we struggled tonight as far as Bentonville did a very good job of coming out on us, and we tried to feed that low post, and then it was hard recognizing from that low post, finding the open shooter.
Yeah, and we talked about the ball got kind of stuck tonight a few times, and we didn't early on our ball movement. Our game plan didn't work out exactly right, whether that's that's on all of us, coaches included. But after we made some adjustments at halftime, we had a really strong third quarter, and we did a good job of isolating them on the sideline and getting Sophia some better looks.
Well, we had a really good third quarter. Actually, we cut it into the lead a bit there in the third quarter, and I was making the comment during there, we really did a very good job in the third quarter of contesting the three-point shot, too.
Yeah. I think they only hit 1 3 in the second half.
That was late in the ball game.
Yeah.
As far as the guys' game here, I think you got a definite height advantage there for Bentonville.
Oh, yeah. I walked by the baseline. They are large.
I kind of joked with Coach Adams before the ball game. I said, you got to find some of these tall kids. I said, I watched you play I believe it was Sylvan Hills. They had a 6'9" kid. Then they played last week. They had West had 6'10" or 6'10" and like 6'5". You just can't compete with that hardly. You can't coach size, can you?
No, you cannot. There's 2 things that are hard to improve on, and that's height and athleticism. You can help out athleticism a little bit, but I haven't figured out how to make anybody grow taller yet.
Well, that height makes a difference too. I go back to tournament champions. Some of those. Like the first game y'all had to play, those girls were able to push their defense out because they had a 6'3" girl down low, and it's just hard to compete with that. And that's what this Southside boys team has had to deal with. Is Aiden Waller goes to the line for 2 free throws, first one's up, and it's good. Is they just don't have the height to compete with some of these teams. They've got Coach Adams has to change. You know this too. You got to change your defense up. You can't push the defense out on the floor like you want to, and you do a lot of different things.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of, you have to play a little smoke and mirrors. You got to try to find a way to cover up your weaknesses, and height helps you cover them up easier. When you don't have it, it makes it a little bit more difficult to make that adjustment.
Bentonville coming out here, going to press early. You don't see that a lot. Because in the starting lineup for the Mavs tonight is Nick Hewitt.
Boys did a good job handling that press right there. Got down the floor. If they can get a good shot off right here, it'd be a good way to start the game.
And, Coach, as you watch that defense, it's kind of a man, kind of a zone hybrid defense, isn't it, if they play? Here's a three-point shot away by Hewitt, no good.
Yeah, it's the same with the girls. They switch everything, and so it almost makes it look like a zone. That was a good finish.
That's Javen Williams on the finish. Yeah, that was a nice penetration off the side. Again, they're going to come back with kind of a soft press to make the Mavs work.
That's a good read by Levi.
Coach, I believe the key for this Southside team, though, obviously, is they've got to get you said Tafaro going. Here's a dunk shot on a nice inside pass to Caden Miller. Quick 5-0 run here to start the ball game for the Tigers.
Yeah, y'all said and Levi, if they can get going, they'll be competitive. That's a good shot by Roper right there.
Alex Roper on the three.
Alex really stepped into that one. Look at him making a good defensive play right there, right after that. Those threes, they make you feel good.
It was a good play by Steele making the steal. And takes it all the way down. He's going to get fouled, going to get rewarded there as he's fouled by Javen Williams. We'll get 2 foul shots.
That starts right there, you know, at the point of attack. Alex hits that three. He's feeling good. He puts some pressure on the ball. They mishandle it and panic it, and Levi makes a big play in the back end.
Levi gets 2 free throws here. And, Coach, I know you and Coach Adams will both say the same thing, but it's kind of nice to be home for a change.
Yes, it is. We've been road warriors.
First one's on the wing. It's good by Levi Steele. And I know y'all played several tournaments there before the start of the season, start of conference season. And conference season actually started early this year, and I'm assuming the reason being that Northside's in the conference now.
Yeah, that's right. Since we have 9 teams in the conference now, an odd number, we had to start before the break to try to avoid 3-game weeks, which is actually what we end up having this week. It's a good soft press right there by the Mavs right there.
Now, Mavs have to play a lot of zone because you got a lot of height out there for Bentonville. Here's a 3-point shot on the way, off the rim, no good. And Hewitt had good position there. He just didn't have the size.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really tough finish. That was a good contest by Yassad right there. Tough finish.
Mavs did a good job early breaking the press.
Yes, they have. Well, they have maybe 1 turnover so far.
Steele misses a 3, but Southside chases down the rebound, and they won't set the shot clock.
There we
and here's
go.
a nice pass down low, and the ball's tipped away and picked up again to put in.
Yeah, followed by Nick right there.
Now, I like Nick Hewitt's game, too. This young man, he hustles all the time. He gives you 110%. You got to like those. And you got some girls on that team that are the same way. Tinsley Freeman, I joke about her. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. It's up and no good. And one problem here for Southside is going to be is fighting those boards. You got 2 or 3 guys that are really tall going after it. But Tinsley Freeman, I joke with her. She's one of those ones that's going to have to put the bandage on the knees almost every game.
You know, if you want to know what it should look like to block out, watch her. She'll show you.
Yeah, Nyhouse does a good job too. She did a very good job. I think, I really think she's improved her game a lot from sophomore to junior year.
Absolutely, she averages a double-double right now. She's having a really solid year for us. We've got to make a better effort to get the ball to her in better situations. Can't let people load up on her so much like they did tonight and last night.
Here's a nice inside pass for 2 for Caden Miller. Now it's at 4 points. 9-7.
It comes off a turnover right there. That's the second time we've had a turnover and they scored on it. That's what happened to the girls' game. I can tell you that does not work.
Yeah, I believe this was the Bentonville team last year. Didn't they get to the state championship game against North Little Rock?
I believe that's right.
I'm thinking they had a really tall kid last year that's not there now. Here's a 3-point shot on the way by Hewitt, up and no good. As Caden Miller chases the ball down into the corner. Now, talking to Coach Dameron, ball game last as we doing a boys game. Here's a 3-point shot on the way up, and it's good.
Number 10.
That's Mikey Dalda on the 3. Whoever got in the finals last year, we were kind of joking it was going to be tough to beat that North Little Rock team with Nick Smith, and then they had the tall kid, I can't think of his name right now, that went to Oregon,
yes.
And I said the last time I remember teams in Arkansas that had 2 players like that were there at the same time would probably be Michael Cage and Keith Lee at West Memphis.
Oh, wow.
And I was kind of joking last night. I was watching Oklahoma City, and Michael Cage was actually doing the game.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, drawing the charge. Yeah, Michael Cage, he's a Thunder guy. If you watch the Thunder, you definitely get to hear a lot of him. He does a great job.
Well, I made it through the first half last night. Isaiah Joe was on fire last night, 17 points in the first half.
I think they scored 150 points last night.
Oh, did they?
I think
They had like 70-something at halftime. Yeah, and they didn't have I think their best player wasn't even playing last night. And that's good to see, too. And you see the 2 Northside kids both playing. Here's a three-point shot on the way by Levi Steele's off and no good.
A good screen by Jabron right there to get him open.
Jabron will get the foul.
That was just a really simple action Coach Adams ran right there, but it worked. I mean, they might want to keep that one in their pocket and go back to it here in a little bit.
I bet Coach Adams, with his size, wishes he could suit up sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you know, I asked him today what's the most points he ever scored in a game. He said he scored 31 in a game at Tech.
He's probably counting every one of them, too.
Yeah.
As Tafaro tries to get down. I know it's a Southside team. They play against these taller teams. They do a pretty good job of slashing the lanes, and that's what Tafaro does. There's about a 15-footer by Steele on the way it comes off the rim, does everything but go down. But they did a very nice job of getting in the lane, getting the shots, but the shots were being altered, you know, by the height.
Oh, yeah, that makes a difference. You know, one of the quotes we give the girls is, you know, NBA players finish at about 32% a contested shot from 8 feet from the rim.
There's a three-pointer away by Tafaro is often no good.
We say, hey, you know, if they're finishing at 32, what are we finishing at? You know, that length matters.
Nice entry pass. That's a good job by Steele holding his ground there, and the shots missed. And still, you've got to fight just to get that rebound. You know, you can block out, but boy, if you're giving up 3-4 inches down low, it's still tough.
You have to release and go get it. Like you can't. You block them out. That's just the first part of the battle. At some point, you gotta jump off of them and go grab the ball.
Of course, Southside will come in at some point. John Barkinson will probably check into the ball game and give him a little bit of size in there.
Yeah, he's coming on strong from football. I know that's a piece of the puzzle right there that Coach Adams is glad to have.
Yeah, last year they had Dimitri Lloyd along with Desmond Lopez Fulbright really came in and gave the Southside team a shot in the arm.
Yeah, they were fun to watch. I mean, those two guys, when they get on the floor, something exciting was going to happen.
Dimitri Lloyd, I loved watching him. I always kind of joked about him. He's kind of like a bull in the china shop, and I knew that he had that football mentality.
Yeah.
Well, what a football player he was.
Yeah, he was. They were a lot of fun out there. Like I said, when they came in, something was happening.
Got 1:45 to go here. It's 12-7 Bentonville here early in the ball game. Yeah, I've got to get my football mold right. I keep calling the shot clock the
Play clock.
The play clock. So here's a steal in periods and quarters instead of periods, and there's a missed dunk. And good job there by Sullivan. Actually, I think they're going to call a foul on him. Looked like he might have had a chance of the jump ball. George Harrell checks in for the Mavs. That was Elijah Wilhelm who tried to dunk the ball. That was, I think he was still going. Got some size there. Here's a look at a three on the way. It's up and it's good.
And that one rattled around. I thought we were going to get a good bounce right there. That was good ball movement by Bentonville.
That was Xander Connors on the three. Coach, as you can tell, they've got us in a room. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes some of the numbers.
Yeah.
Jalen Lee gets two more.
It's back-to-back turnovers right there. Good cut. There you go. Good move. Oh, that was a really good move by Levi right there.
Nice give and go. Xander Collins again for two more. He now has 4 points. It's kind of getting away here at the end of the first half. Had it down 5. Now it's back up to 12.
Yeah, that's a 7-0 run since the timeout right there.
Hey, Coach, how easy, I always talk about this, but I'm a big believer in you work off the pass to try to get the points, and a lot of times you see people trying to create their own shot, and I always try to use an example. Here's a three-point shot on the way. It's up and it's no good. That was Mofe Sam Adele Usi Emo. Say that 3 times.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a game where I always, when I work with kids, of course I'm on a lot smaller level than what you all do, but I always try to tell these kids, I say, I'd have somebody go about 20 yards down and said, I want you to try to beat me, I'm going to throw the ball. Let's see who gets there first. And obviously the ball, if I can get anything on it, it's going to get there first. So, I mean, to me, the key in basketball is working that ball around and then getting your open shots, getting those elbows and feet and everything set to get those good looks.
Well, you know, looking at it from a defensive perspective, you know, we tell our girls, you don't get scored on all the time when that girl catches the ball. A lot of times you get scored on is before what happened before she caught it. And that's kind of going with what you're saying. Like, you have to catch with your feet set. You got to catch on balance. You got to catch in rhythm. If you're going to be a good shooter, you got to. We were talking about Sierra Smith's outside shot earlier. Like, you know, when she catches in rhythm, she's pretty smooth out there. You know, Peyton Yaffe, Tampa's. You know, but if you're not ready off the ball, you know, your shooting percentage drops. If your feet are late, if your feet are slow, you know, if you're not on rhythm, your shooting percentage is noticeable. It makes a difference. And also driving. You know, there's a guy that plays in the NBA, Jay Crowder, and he's great at. It's called a stab dribble, and he catches the ball almost on a dead sprint towards the basket. As soon as he touches it, he's already going, and he's really hard to stop going to the rim. I mean, you just got to know what you're good at and prepare for it when you're off the ball.
So we start the second quarter here. Mavs will get the ball to start the second quarter as Alex Roper brings the ball up for the Mavs.
Seeing the 3-2 zone right here. John Parkinson's in. That is that's a wide zone right there. Cover a lot of space.
Also in is John Harrell for the Mavericks. Here's a three-point shot away by Levi Steele, and it's good.
Levi had some good looks. He needed that one right there.
And you're right, Coach. They've got to get Tafaro and Levi going. Levi with 5 points here in the first half. There's an inside pass. A good job there by Tafaro knocking the ball away. Looked like we might have got one there, Coach.
That was yeah. Hey, you're at home. You're at home. You got to get those every once in a while.
I try to be fair both ways if I can.
No, that's all right.
I think to lean more towards the Carolina blue. But
y'all said made it a good recovery right there. Got a hand out Roper right there. That's a good shot again. I think he's 2 for 2, right?
Yep, that's two baskets by 2 3-pointers by Roper. He now has 6 points. Cuts into that lead. It's 19-13. Good start for the Mavs here. 1 minute in, they've scored the first 6 points. Now trail 19-13. Here's a tip. The ball's tipped away. That's a good job defense there by Levi Steele. Mavs want to push it up. Nice entry pass to Parkinson.
I didn't see what the call was.
Well, I'm not sure what that was.
Last time Roper hit a 3, he got us going on defense. See if he can make another play for us right here. Keep it at 2 possessions. There we go. Get it up on him a little bit here. That's how it started. He put a little pressure on the ball. They made a tough pass, and Levi came up with the steal.
Hey, Coach, how does it work, too? I know a lot of times you switch your defenses up 1-2-2, 2-1-2, 2-3 zone defense, man-to-man. Is it always a good idea to switch a lot? Does that confuse the other team?
You know, it can, but you got to be good at it too. That was tough play.
I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but that was a stuff by Caden Miller.
I think, you know, I couldn't see if there was a screen on the backside of the zone right there, if they just tried to occupy our defender's eyes.
Yeah, Miller's 6'9". I believe he played last year. I think that was the kid I was thinking of, and I was maybe hoping he graduated last year, but he's still there.
Looks like he's put on a little bit of weight from last year. But, you know, switching defenses, you got to have the right team to do it. It can mess with people, especially with shot clock.
There's a nice penetration by Tafaro. It's going to be knocked away.
Anything you can do to make the other team milk 5-6 extra seconds.
Oh, good job there by Parkinson, knocking the ball away off the penetration.
Great recovery.
It's 21-13. Got 5:36 to go here. The Mavs trail. There's a penetration in. They're going to get the ball inside. A good job by Parkinson as they, again, try to get the ball down to Caden Miller, but he's able to put a body on him far enough away. Here's another three-pointer on the way by Steele. It's no good. Well, Parkinson doing some good work down there. He's going to take it to him. Yeah. Well, that ball did everything but go down. Well, 3 offensive rebounds in a row for the Mavs.
Levi got 2 more good looks right there. He's going to get those going.
Looks to penetrate. That's a nice screen up top and a good drive.
You know, he finishes that one. That's what he needs to do. He needs to add a little skill, a little bit more circus factor. You know, make it a little bit harder.
There's a good play by John Harrell. Tips the ball away, and they should be getting close to 10 seconds. Gets it across into the front court. Here's a three on the way. It's up and it's good. Hey, Coach, that was a nice shot by Jalen Lee, but you'd let him shoot that all day, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a good shot by him. I mean, it depends on the scouting report right there, but they, you know, in transition, 3-4 feet behind the three-point line.
It was a good job by Yosset Tafaro getting his first basket of the ball game. He can score in bunches. We saw it against Van Buren. I believe he scored 15 points in the second quarter. So you get him going, they can get back in this game only down by 7.
That one's a little bit better look than the last one.
That's Jalen Lee now with 2 3-pointers.
Yeah, like I said, he's got the old man game. You know, he gets down in the mid-range and goes to work. It's pretty impressive. I've been watching him do that since he was a sophomore. In fact, we were at Bentonville West, and I heard one of their assistant coaches say, and we've been watching him do that for 3 years. We're sick of it.
They're coming out, and they're going to call a walk, I believe, this time, as they'll get Lee on the walk. London Star checks into the ball game for the Mavs.
We're hanging around. I mean, we had it at 6 a while ago. If we can get a couple more buckets right here, cut it under 10 before the half, it would be big.
Roper having a good first half for the Mavs. Did a good job of running the point. Also nailing the threes. Here's another about a 15-footer by Tafaro. And I like that. Coach, that's actually he worked his own shot out, but it actually was a pretty good shot. He's able to square the elbow up, and here's a nice penetration to the inside, and he gets his own rebound, puts it back in.
Yeah, that's his shot. That's where Yosset gets in there. He gets in there about the elbow. He can knock that shot down. I mean, and then Levi too. Those two guys, that's their game.
That's Aiden Waller on the 2 for the Tigers.
There you
nice
go.
Penetration pass inside down low to Levi, who makes 2 more.
Another good play by Roper right there.
Still with 9 points in the first half. Mavs down 10 with 2:58 to go here. Here's a 3-pointer on the way. It's off the rim, no good. And
hey, that's all right. That's all right. That's a foul right there on Lennon. That's okay. Don't let him get a dunk right there. Don't let him get a putback.
that's kind of like the pass interference penalty, right? It's only 15 yards.
That's right. That's right. And we're not in bonus yet, so yeah, that's all right.
Exactly, a good play. You're exactly right.
Bring your hand up right there.
Well, he's tough around the rim. You've got to, like you said, Coach, you've got to push him out. And if he gets you underneath the basket, I don't care if you got position or not, it's not going to matter.
No, he's just that size, that length. It matters. Being able to get up and get the ball.
Caden Miller will get 2 shots here. Coach, how important is it too? Like a Miller, Sophia Nyhouse, your down low players that work hard down the blocks to get the points to be good free throw shooters.
Yeah, well, it is a definite plus, because they should shoot more than everybody else. And if you can get one of those girls or guys shooting 70% from there, that is a big bonus. Because like we were playing last night, and I said, hey, make your layups. And I was talking about free throws. Like free throws should count as layups. That should be automatic.
3-point shot on the way up and no good. Mavs did a good job of breaking the press that time. Down by 11, need to get a stop here.
Well, he might have went out of bounds right there.
Good job of passing the ball around the perimeter, no good. And
it was a 6-point game, and that feels like about 15 minutes ago. It feels like this end of this half is just dragging. We need to get this rolling a little bit.
Aiden Waller will go to the line for 2 free throws. Waller's 6'3", but he plays like he's about 6'7".
Oh, wow.
He's 1 for 3 from the foul line. Southside going to take a timeout here, which is probably a good thing. You've got 2:16 to go here at 30-19. If you can get this thing under 10 going in at half, you got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and I think it's a good timeout by Coach Adams. Try to draw something up right here to get a good look, maybe for Levi or Yosset coming off something, or maybe Roper. Roper hasn't missed a shot yet, but they, we got to keep them off the free throw line right here. We got to start get some stops, string them together right here, right for the half. And if we can go in, 7, 8, I think they should feel really good about that.
Coach, I got to ask you this question, and I've always wondered this as far as your good three-point shooters. A lot of times, it's not always the case, but a lot of times they're not very good free throw shooters. What is that? Is that just a practice thing?
There is actually a coach that I've talked to in Oklahoma. He's a legend. His name's Jerry Walker, one of the greatest coaches in Oklahoma high school basketball history. And I asked him about that once, and I think you see that a lot more with girls than you do boys. But I think part of it comes down to a strength issue. Like, okay, if you're shooting a three-pointer and that's maximum distance, if I just throw it up there as hard as I can, it's going to go in. You can hone in on that. But then when you go to the free throw line, you got to take a little off. Some people don't have that skill level yet, or that practice where they can practice taking something off of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of it that way. I just thought it was maybe just more of a thing of maybe, that today's game, it's kind of like the dunk and the three-pointer that's kind of the big thing. So as Waller gets a second free throw here, it's on the way, and it's up, and it's good.
That free throw is only worth 1 point, though. Three-pointer's worth 3. So what are you going to practice more?
Yeah, why not stand out there and shoot the threes? Don't get in there and have to get physical with anybody.
That's right.
I put the press on here, and that's a good job of Bentonville. Came out with a full court press and make the steal, and we'll get the easy layup for Waller. In point time here for the Mavs, 2:05 to go here, down by 14. Going to have to try to stop the bleeding a bit.
That was a good passing cut right there. Parkinson flashed up from the backside. Nick hit him, cut right off of him.
Coach, another question too, as far as like on the press, I know a lot of times I know from a coaching perspective, you want to try to speed the game up with the press and obviously try to make the steals, but a lot of times you'll see teams, once they beat the press, they still try to run fast. I mean, they didn't slow their game down, so basically it's kind of a disbenefit to them, I guess. Is that something you try to work for?
And that's something that that's actually something that kind of got us last night. The press, there's two reasons to press. Number one, you think you can turn somebody over. And number two is to speed them up and try to make them make quicker decisions than they're probably used to. And that means even after they break the press, you gotta be poised and stop and make the right read.
Here's a three-point shot away by Parkinson, no good. As Elijah Wilhelm gets the rebound. He's only 6'8".
Oh, wow.
Yeah, looks like he's probably about 230. I was watching the boys game last night, and they had the Tate kid playing for Springdale. I remember him playing football. He stood out in the football field. He was so big. It was a nice rebound, good job by Parkinson. Parkinson's really played good here in the first half.
Yeah,
nice move by Roper.
We're going to have a good putback right there. Almost finished. I think Bentonville might have just barely tipped it away from us right there. That would have got us back there to 11, 12.
That's the key, is only down 14 right now. If you get a couple of baskets, get it below 10, you got to feel pretty good going in at half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I hear a lot of, too, about here's a three-point shot by Steele on the way. It's going to be short. Is everybody talks about how good the Central is. I'll tell you what, the West has got several good teams this year.
Yeah, I think the girls' side of the West is probably as deep as it's been in a while.
Three-point basket by Javen Williams.
And we'll see a team like Rogers Heritage Friday night who's got a girl that's going to play for Army. And there's kids everywhere.
Not only a good basketball player, but smart.
Yes, absolutely, she is.
Steele looks to penetrate, goes to the free throw line, shoots it off the back of the rim, no good. Got 31 seconds to go here. Let's see if the Tigers want to hold for the last shot. Got a 17-point lead. Boy, it ballooned quick, too, didn't it?
It did. And, there was about 3 minutes left, and we were sitting at – that's when we were about 6 or 7, and it just seemed like everything's gone their way since then. That's probably about a 13-2 run.
Yeah, we got it down to like 29-17 at one time, and then they've kind of gone back up on us. Here's a nice penetration and layup, and it's good.
Still got 4 seconds. Let's go.
Javen Lee now has 11 points. Coach, how important, too, is as you watch the last 2 minutes of each of the half, I mean, that's got to be a time where you got to look and say, hey, we need to do, depending on what the score is, obviously, what you want to accomplish, what you don't want to happen. Because I know going in the locker room, it's got to be a big kick for you if you go in there and you make a comeback or you do something really good. You got to feel good about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that say, Musselman talks about this. When the 4 minutes around halftime, the last two going in, last two going out, but there, you could have a great first half and be up 28-20, and in the last 2 minutes somebody go on a 6-0 run and walk in 28-26 and not feel so great about it, and that can make that's a big swing. The same thing in third quarter. You could walk in the third quarter right now. The boys are down 38-19. Coach Adams comes out right here and they get a 7-0 run, 8-0 run. That's kind of like in our game. Like, we were down 20-something at halftime. We come out and go 6 or 7-0, and we start feeling a little bit different about things. It picks up your energy. I mean, it matters a lot.
And it also makes a difference, too. This Bentonville team, just from what I've seen of these guys, are obviously one of the top teams in the state this year. And you're playing a team like that, and I always talked about this during the Southside football games a lot of times, where you play a Bentonville or someone like that that's going to be a prohibitive favorite to win the ball game. But, the longer you can keep that game close, to me there's a lot more pressure on that Bentonville group than there would be on Southside.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the pressure is on them. Early on, the pressure's probably on us, because we kind of got to weather the storm. But at some point, there's a shift that's made, and that goes over to them.
Let's go down and listen to the Southside cheer squad. Welcome back to Maverick Arena. We're just about ready to start the second half. Let's look at the first half scoring summary. First for the Bentonville Tigers, Sandra Collins came off the bench to score 4 points. Aiden Waller, 6 points. Javen Lee, 11 points. Caden Miller, 7 points. Javen Williams, 5 points. Mikey Dalda, 3 points. That's the scoring for the Bentonville Tigers. For the Southside Mavericks, Levi Steele was the leading scorer with 9 points. Ased Tafaro, 2 points. Alex Roper had a very good first half with 2 3-pointers, had 6 points. Nick Hewitt, 2 points, rounded up the scoring for the Mavericks. And Coach Bruck, as we talked about, it's going to be a key first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half. But well, I'll tell you what you're dealing with out here too is that height advantage has really kind of been hard on the Mavs here in the first half.
Yeah, it has. And I think you said how many points you said have 2 and
yes, 2 points.
And that's a guy who lives in the mid-range, and that length, you get in the mid-range, they're a lot closer. He's not able to create that separation. The second quarter, Bentonville came out in that 3-2 zone, and that kind of muddies it up right there. Somebody's going to have to knock down some shots. Maybe we can get Roper some more looks and get him out of that zone again. And I know Nick Hewitt can knock us some down out there too, and George.
Well, it altered your shot quite a bit too, as you talk about Tafaro. He would get in the lane. You got to put a little bit more arch on it to try to get there. It may not be your natural shot that you have, and that's pretty much his game is take it to the hole. But he's capable of knocking down that 15-footer, an occasional 3. And I think he's going to be key here in the second half. Steele had a good first half of 9 points. Roper 6 points, kind of led the way for the Mavs in the first half. But you really need Tafaro to get going. And as you said too, Harrell can come off that bench, maybe knock some threes down.
Yeah. They if they could knock some shots down and get Bentonville out of that zone, I think that would definitely help us out a little bit. When they're packing it in that zone, they're playing in the gaps. So you attack, and there's a single gap. You need double and triple gaps to be successful against a team like this.
Is that why Bentonville comes out too? We saw them first coming out in the ball game. They were setting the press and pressed probably about I'd say at least half of the first half. Is it because of the height? Do you do that a lot? You try to push it back because you got that man there at the basket at 6'9"?
Yeah, and that's always makes it easier to press when you got somebody who can protect the rim, and they probably weren't happy with the pace that was being played at.
Bentonville will start with the ball here in the second half. Again, they lead 38-19.
A little confusion right here for them right on the first possession.
Mavs working out of a man defense, and they're going to get a steal here. Roper takes it all the way down, goes up for the shot, and it's good.
Oh, good finish with the left hand.
Coach, I talk about this a lot of times too. Sometimes you can be too unselfish, and that was a good job by Roper making his decision. He could have made a pass maybe, to get a decent shot maybe there for Sullivan on the trail, but I think that was a good job just going to the hole, because a lot of times you see him try to make that pass back, that gets stolen the other way for an easy basket.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think that was a good read by him. He had the angle. Oh, there we go.
Tafaro will push it into front court for the Mavs. A little miscommunication there.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. You'd like to say that doesn't, but when you watch good teams and that happens every once in a while.
Southside going to change it up here. Looks like they're changing it to maybe about a 1-2-2. Here's about a 15-footer on the way, and it's good. It's Aiden Waller, 2 points. He's got 8 points in the ball game.
Baseline 15-footer. I mean, I think you can live with that one. The action they started with was interesting, with the little ball screen and somebody sneaking up, setting another ball screen. Good hard drive.
Coach, I like the fake there with Tafaro. Fakes it up, gets his man up, blows past him, draws the double team, and gets fouled.
He's playing off of 2 feet right there. He's playing really strong. He's been physical going to the basket. You get a call like that every once in a while because of that, playing that way.
But not rewarded, as they'll get the ball out of bounds. Here's a 3-pointer on the way by Harold's up off the back of the rim, no good. It's good effort there too by Steele trying to make the steal from the backside. There's an inside pass. Good front there for the Mavs. Coach, this Bentonville team, as you watch them, though, they're about 1, 2, 3 passes. They're attacking.
They're getting downhill. They're not messing around.
That's a nice drive by Steele. Now has 11 points. Nice underhand scoop shot.
He hustled hard down here, almost come up the loose ball, sprinted back, and then they reward him back on the other end. He gets the ball back to him here pretty quick. See how he's feeling. Reverse it right there.
Get the ball to Faro, looks to penetrate inside. Makes a nice spin move off, no good on the one-hander. It's rebounded by the Tigers. Going to push it up here with Javen Williams. That's tough down low because you want to set that double team, but you really can't. That's a good job by Southside. Good coverage there by Levi Steele, not letting, you got that matchup with Caden Miller down low, and he kind of played his right side, kept him from turning around and going to the basket.
Yeah, he did a good job right there. And I mean, Jabron right there, you just do not expect to have a ball come flying at you from that far away, that close, It's almost a really good defensive play right there. We had some water spilled over there on the sideline. Good thing we got that gate up there, the bottom of bleachers. Somebody might have lost their popcorn on that pass.
Bentonville gets the ball from the side, trying to work around. Southside really starting out playing pretty solid here in the second half.
Yeah.
Still trail 40-23 as
there we go.
That's a good job. Stefaro's had 2 or 3 rebounds and steals down low. They work the ball around. Here's a three-pointer on the way by Roper, often no good. But I like the idea. Roper has been one of the hot hands tonight for the Mavs.
There you go, Harold.
Here's a wide open 3 on the way. It's up and no good. And Coach, that brings me to another point I want to get to after this play. We'll see what Southside does here. There's about an 8-footer up, no good for Roper. Is all your good shooters are very good at following their shot, and a shooter knows pretty much where the ball's going.
Yeah, I mean, they should be the first one to know what's happening. They, that's what a good shooter, they can tell when it leaves their hands where it's going off to.
As Aiden Waller gets 2 more for the Tigers. Here's about a 15-footer from the free throw line. It's often no good for Steele. Right. Coach, the one play that I think frustrates me more than anything is when that guy makes the pass from the top of the circle and then nobody blocks him out, lets him cut the lane.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to jump to the ball and take that cut away. Eddie Lewis principles, my high school coach. Ball you man, you got to jam the cutters.
You got the big man out there. That's where you want to push him out to if you can. He tries to set a screen up top. There's a good job by Southside, and they're really fighting for the ball. They lose it there. Here's a three-pointer on the way, no good. And, well, how frustrating is that? You work all 35 seconds of the shot clock and then give up the rebound.
Yeah, and that is the second possession of the last 3, I believe, or 4 that we've gotten Bentonville down into the last 5 seconds of the shot clock now. That's good for us, in a way, but also if you're looking at we're playing a possession game now. We're down 19 with 3:45 left in the third. That can be kind of by design by Bentonville right there too. But it's 4-4 right now here in the third quarter.
There's a nice entry pass for 2. That's Aiden Waller. Coach, when did they put in the 35-second shot clock in high school football, high school basketball?
This is our third year.
Third
year having it Class 6A. This is the first year the rest of the classes have it.
How do you like that?
I really like it. I mean, honestly, it doesn't come into play, but maybe 3 or 4 times a game. I mean,
I go back to, and this is before your time, but watching a college game, and they had Ralph Sampson was playing for Virginia, and they were playing North Carolina with Dean Smith, and Dean Smith goes to the 4 corners offense, and that score at the half was like 6-4.
Yeah.
How boring is that?
Yeah. I mean, and that's part of it. That stuff still happens. I think we saw Jones in the girls tournament champions, and last year they won a game 20-16 or something like that, because Oklahoma still doesn't have a shot clock. Roper goes down. He has a good Laker cut right there off that pass to the high post.
Nice drive by Harold to the lane. Misses a shot.
That was a good drive. But I think that the shot clock, it gives us more pace. It keeps the game moving.
There's Zandra Collins penetrates for 2 more. He now has 6 points. That's a tougher game too. You saw Collins there getting the open floor. That quickness is really tough to stop. I remember a game here last year. I believe it was against Heritage, or I think it was Heritage or West, and we had them down by a point, and they had the ball, bring it all the way up the court, and the kid drives all the way down, gets a layup, and
yeah, that was
it was just hard to stop.
That was the last play of the game against Heritage for the boys last year. Me and Coach Adams talk about that game every once in a while. I mean,
yeah, there's not a lot you can do on that.
Yeah, I mean, they got them down in the situation. They got a chance to go win it, and just got to make one more stop right there, and that kid gets all the way to the rim. I mean,
yeah, I don't know what you can do on that. I mean, that's just it was a nice. That was the best player. They gave him the ball, and a good coaching decision there, and he just made a nice play.
Yeah.
And you saw it right there too. You see that quickness. It's hard to stop in the open floor when they get going.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line, a full court layup like that, it maybe happens 2 or 3 times a game. So it's like every time it happens, it really stands out to you. And I remember that game. That was a tough.
That was a heartbreaker.
Yes, but you know what? I believe the next game the boys got to win at Harbor, which you look at that now, like Harbor beat Northside the other night. Harbor played in the finals of the Coke Classic. I mean that win was a really good one, really big one for the boys. The girls, we were actually sitting at Whataburger when they won that game. We were all sitting on our phones watching it.
That's a good place to watch a game from, the Whataburger.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's better after a win. It tastes better after a win. But we were sitting in there watching it, and when we left, the boys were. I think they were down 15 when we walked out the door, and somebody said, "Hey guys, everybody put the game on," and the boys, they pulled it off. I believe.
Yeah, and Harper had a good team last year.
Yes.
They came down and played in the Coke Classic, and actually, I believe they might have got semi or the finals that year. Actually got to the semi, and they lost to, I believe it was that team from, was it Bixby that came in last year? It was really, really good team, and which was kind of a shocker because I believe it was there too, wasn't it, where the game was at? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the road.
Stefaro brings the ball up for the Mavs.
I got some down screen action.
This Bentonville team does a good job too of playing the passing lanes. You saw it right there, stepping out, and Collins knocking that ball away. And
I didn't watch that real close, but I would think if we had another look at that, they probably switched that last screen as we were running off our triple screen coming to this side.
There's a little miscommunication there. It's going to be stolen.
That was a good move. Good, strong move. That's not a bad foul, though, either.
That was Mofe Sam taking the ball to the basket. I'm going with the first name, Coach.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's all you. And one of these young men for Bentonville has a sister who plays for Arkansas. Maybe it's number 15? No.
Yeah, and she was like, I think I know who you're talking about, Coach, and wasn't she like a
She's about 6'5".
yeah.
She went to Baylor last year, tore AC. Dowda?
Oh, Dowda?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she was a 5-star, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to Baylor, had a knee injury, and now she's playing for the Razorbacks. Jumping back in the press here. Again, we hadn't made any turnovers off the press that I can remember, other than maybe one. Right there, good cut.
That's a nice move, yeah. Good job by Hewitt on the finish. Good job by Roper. Hewitt now with 4 points.
Oh, there we go. It looks like he lost it going up. That's an advantage for us right here.
Yeah, Parkinson's starting to feel it a little bit. Here's a nice drive to the basket by Tafaro. It's going to be fouled. Going to go line for 2 shots.
Yeah, that's what you said needs to get going right here. Get some free throws. Watch the ball go through the net.
He's got 2 points this ball game. It's like I was saying earlier, though, it's been a situation for him where I think he's done a good job of getting his looks, but it's just been against the tall timbers in the middle.
Yeah, and you don't see that the same way at the girls' game. They're 5'9", 5'10" all the way around. We don't see that until the ball goes up in the air. Like, we know that it's there, but you don't see it in practice. You don't see it every day, and you got to make an adjustment to it quick.
I'll cut it down to 21. It's 48-27, 125 to go here in the third quarter. 3-point shot on the way. It's no good. Coach, how is it? Must be nice when you take out a 6'9" post player and you bring in a 6'8" post player. It's probably about 50 pounds heavier. And it looks like all muscle too. So
that would be fantastic.
That was a nice pass by the big guy trying to get the ball down there by Mofe Sam. He's only 6'5". Only 6'5".
Can't believe he gets off the bench at only 6'5".
Yeah. That's how it is for Southside. You know, you go 6'5" with Levi Steele, and then you bring Parkinson at 6'4", and that pretty much those guys got to do a lot of the work. So Tafaro tries to get a shot off here and hits it off the back of the rim.
He elevates so well when he shoots that turnaround jumper. There you go.
It's a good job. Oh, they're going to call block on that. I guess he might have slid under him. It's a good job by Hewitt. I like Hewitt's game. Coming in, it gives you 100% effort, 110% effort.
Yeah, he's a hard worker. You know, he's not afraid to get out there and try to take a charge on somebody.
Yeah, got 37 seconds. There's about a 2-second differential between that and the shot clock. Look at the ball inside. That's a good job by Parkinson on Wilhelm. He wanted to turn. He knew he wanted to shoot the ball, and a good job of getting the tie up, getting the ball back for the Mavs.
Yeah. That was good hands by John right there. Shot clock's off. Let's see what we do here.
Getting Southside Trails here, 48-27. I believe the key for this Maverick team too, obviously, and I think it's for really both teams, is you can get one of those or two of those 3-point shooters feeling it really helps, kind of opens up that inside a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get them loose, get them some space where they can get some shots off.
Oh, he lost his footing on that. Ball goes out of bounds. 2.7 seconds to go here. Get a last second shot off up, and it's no good. That's going to end the third period. Southside Trails 48-27, and Coach, they battled hard that period, but it just seemed like their shots just not falling tonight.
No, and again, it goes back to that length, like you talked about. It's hard to find space for your shooters when it's harder. You know, it's harder to separate. It's harder to separate from those good athletes. But I think that quarter, I mean, what was it, 31? What was it at halftime? We went.
Good question.
I think we were pretty close to even. I think we were down 22 at the half.
I think so. Yes.
So we're down 21 now. So I mean, a little bit of something right there for Southside to build on going into the fourth.
Yeah, and it's building. Yeah, and I think the key, and I always look at this too, and I always talk about this during the football season is, you know, you may not have, it may not be your night, but to me, I want to see those kids that are in the fourth quarter that want to be out there, that want to be playing hard, want to do things. And, you know, I think you can build a lot. Just, you know, I think to me, and you know this as a coach, and I got in trouble one time with Coach Williams because I made the comment that I told Coach Williams that you're not always concerned about the wins and losses. You're more concerned about building each week. Well, that was the wrong thing to say to Coach Williams. But the point being is, you guys see things that, hey, yeah, we got beat by 20 points, but there's things we did this good, we did this, we need to improve on this. I guess in coaching, it's always, you're never satisfied till it's over.
No, you know, there's a term, win or learn. Win or learn. We're either going to win or we're going to learn from it, you know, and that's the mentality you kind of have to have some nights. But I mean, losing is never fun.
No.
You know, but winning is extremely tough in the class that we play in, and you know, both teams, I think we've seen a lot of growth over the last couple of years. I mean, you talked about the football team. You look at how they started the year and how they finished the year. I mean, I thought that was a really impressive run they had there at the end of the year to get into the playoffs. And had a great shot there in the playoff game.
As Aiden Waller will go to the line for 2 more free throws. Yeah, and Coach, I look at going back to the football season. I told Coach Dameron after we went down 10 points at Harbor, that was a game where we were ahead, went down at half, actually in the third quarter, come back and win the game, I believe, by 20 points. And I said, you got to take that first step to be the first step.
Yeah.
And I think that was, to me, yeah, they'll remember that next year. You get in a close game, it changes things. Because there was a time around here, and I get in trouble for saying this a lot of time, but you go back to what they called Rebel Magic. We won some football games that we had no business winning, and it was just because I think that psyche gets there, and it's on both sides. You know, hey, we can still do this, and the other guys started thinking, well, what are they going to do to us this time? And it's just about building. It's the building blocks. That's what the Southside program's about right now.
Yeah.
That's a nice shot there by London Stars. He knocks down a 3.
Come off the screen, ready to shoot. They went under. That was a good shot by London. No, you're exactly right. And it's just building blocks. I mean, you said it. Tough foul right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But you said it right there. There's a term, to use another coaching cliche. I'm just kind of pulling them out right here. But there's another thing people say. Hey, you start where you're at. You start, and you got to build on it. You got to find a way to grow from that and improve every night, and find something that you got better at from game to game. And then what you did, you find a way to improve that each day.
David Williams goal line. He'll get 3 foul shots here.
And the hope is that 2 weeks from now, you're doing everything a little bit better.
Well, Coach, something I noticed about your team too that people laugh at me when I say this a lot of times, but to me, your girls look like, to me, when I watch them play, they're having fun.
Yeah,
they're having fun out there. And to me, they're learning basketball, they're getting better, and they're having
great
fun.
pass.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I have told a lot of people this, but I can't remember if my 16th or 17th year coaching me, and this has been the most enjoyable off season and season that I've had. I've won more games, I've had better records at this time of the year, but this group of girls, they show up every day, they work hard, they do everything we ask them to do, and they really click together. It's been a great group to work with this year.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was talking to Darrell Henry, and he was talking about when he was at Ramsey, and he had a team that I think they won maybe 2 games, and he said, that was the best coaching job I've done, and people don't see that a lot of times, and I think that's a good point.
Yeah, we all have groups like that when, and sometimes when you're in the middle of the battle, it's hard to look at that and say this group is really special for me as a coach or as an individual, as a person, but then you get away from it and you can look at it from 10,000 feet and you can say, you know what, I'm going to remember that group for a while. And
nice job there by Alex Roper.
He's had a solid game. This is something that we can build on, I think.
Yeah, that's 3 3-pointers for him.
Got his turnover right there. Let's go, guys.
He got 11 points tonight. There's Levi letting the ball get away and does a good job of fighting back. That's a nice job by Levi Steele, not giving up on the play.
And he got the blocking out of bounds right there. Here we go. We got the ball back right here.
And Coach, kind of talking about your team too, I get a kick out of Felicity Suggs. I watched her in that GOAT tournament, and she got a little Steph Curry in her with that mouthpiece.
Yeah. She is. She got that. She got that this year. That's new for her, but she's been playing good with it in, so she needs to keep it.
There's a look off the corner there by Steele, up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Javen Williams. Wants to push it up. Got 5:30 to go here. Southside trails 52-32.
That was a tough shot. I mean, I know that it's only a 23-point game, but when you're sitting there, you feel like you got a little bit of momentum, and they hit another one. It's like,
Yeah, Roper's had a good ball game tonight.
Yes, he has.
Got 11 points.
Good shot.
Get the ball inside there, and looked like there might have been some contact, and going to go the other way for the shot, and they'll call a foul on the Mavs.
you know, with Levi right there, you got a size disadvantage. You got to make a decision, and one of them is get back up as fast as possible. The next one is, like Levi did right there, is pause and try to shot fake and get up. And I mean, I think that, you know, it's just, will the guy bite on it? And he didn't get him to bite on it early enough. But I'm with you. I think there might have been a little bit of contact.
Hayden Waller go back to the line. He'll get 2 free throws here. Waller with 13 points on the night. Really a quiet 13. Misses the first one.
I don't think we got to worry about blocking anybody out right here on this free throw. As long as somebody gets the shooter, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, if you were to put your 2 tall guys out there, it'd be kind of a tough night. You kind of hope the kid maybe makes the free throw.
Yeah.
Get the second one here. It's up and no good. Hewitt gets the rebound now. Does a baseball pass down here to Starr, who nails another 3. That's 2 3-pointers there for London Starr.
Got both of them here in the fourth, I believe.
Cuts that lead back just a bit, down to 20 points again. Southside going to get the ball back. Seeing some good effort. We're seeing some guys coming off the bench. Good job there by London Starr, 2 threes, and Parkinson coming off the bench is getting some good minutes down low, which they really needed with these tall players down there.
Yeah, he is.
There's a 3-pointer on the way by Tafaro. It's no good.
You know, going back to something you were talking about earlier, if you could see that catch, that's a really strong finish right there. Roper contested that really well. On that catch by London Starr in that last possession at the top of the key, I mean, you talked about earlier about catching on balance, being in rhythm, ready to shoot right there. Just had a little bit of a mishandle. I kind of wish we could have that one back. That might have been another good look for him right there. Might have got his third one.
That was a nice job there by Xander Collins going to the basket. And had a chance at a 3-point play. Mavs got several off the bench in there right now. The only starter in there looks like it's Tafaro. Tafaro's game too is I think he'll take some shots, and he needs to really do that because he got it. And you know this, Coach. You got your hot players. There's a nice drive by Hewitt. What a good job. But you want you got certain guys that got to, and we talked about this, Steele and Tafaro got to be a couple of your go-tos, and so let them shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Nick might have given the guy the too small look right there, you know. I'm not sure about that, but it's a good, strong move by Nick. But, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean,
It's a 15-footer by Roper.
You know, you're exactly right, though. Those guys, they got to get – sometimes it's quantity. Sometimes it's quantity because you never know when one of them's going to get hot.
Yeah, Roper's battling hard. There's a good job. Let's see. He gets the call that time. Earlier they called a block on him.
Yeah.
It's a good job. I love that effort.
Yeah, Coach Adams is going to let him sign the charge basketball. Got a ball in the office. Every time you take a charge, you sign it. I think Nick's name's on there quite a few times. Going to add another one.
I always laugh when you say that. I think of Jalen Williams last year when he was taking all those charges. He always had that grin on his face, and people thought he was showing out, but that was just his personality.
Yeah. You know, a long time ago. There we go, London again. That was a good look again. Look at who's down there fighting for the board, too, Nick. A long time ago, I took a charge in a game once and kind of was laughing like that. My mom told me after the game, you're supposed to act like you hurt him.
It's soccer, right?
Yeah. Let's sell it better. There we go. Good rotation by Yased right there. London running down the backside.
That's a nice drive. Oh, a good finish. Yased now with 6 points.
See right there, it's 19 again.
They're battling, Coach. Just kind of ducked themselves a hole early, but since then they've stayed with them. Here's a 3-point shot on the way off and no good.
And on the back-to-back, we were going at it last night. We got home late from Springdale. So the boys are really showing a lot right here.
Good drive by Hewitt. And Parkinson fighting for the ball inside. Coach, this is also a point, too. Of course, Southside down here by 19 with 2:01 to go. But it's a chance here. I know Coach Adams, when he watches this part, and I know you do, too, with your girls, is you might have some of your subs in, but you see the effort that they put out here. It may give them some playing time later on in the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always Katie Van last week we were at P Ridge tournament. We were battling in the fourth quarter. I think she scored 13 points in the second half. I mean, that's earned her a little bit more playing time. It's always your opportunity. But they're still playing for a little bit right here too, because we've got playoff points on the line. If they can somehow find a way to scrape this down under 15, and that might make a difference for that 6th spot.
Good job by
spot.
Parkinson fighting for the ball. Here's a three-pointer on the way by Roper. No good. Ron Sullivan checks in for the Mavs, replacing the set to Faro.
George Harrell back in.
Harrell's the one that I think they need to get going. He's got a good out. I was talking to Coach Dameron about him. He quarterbacked the Mavs majority of the year, and of course, obviously, come from football, it takes a little bit of time to get into the basketball swing. But he's a young man that if they can get going from that three-point line, they can light it up on certain nights.
If I remember right, last year in that Harbor win, I think he got hot in that game.
Here's a three-point shot on the way up, and it's good. That was Noah Anderson on the three.
He kind of mishandled that one a little bit and still knocked it down. Right there, George. Go ahead and pull that one right there.
Get the steal and go the other way.
Rotate over.
Just nice penetration there for Kendrick Williams. There's Hewitt going to take it. He takes it in there against all of them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Not afraid. No, fearless.
He can kind of bulldoze his way down there.
Down to 11 seconds here in the ball game. Good job of taking away that baseline by Hewitt. Now he goes for the jump ball. Should be a tie-up. Good hustle, good play. And Coach, that's what I like to see too. Is a lot of times, I know you can get frustrated. You'll see they'll give up that baseline a lot of times. And it just that breaks down your whole defense.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your scheme too. Some people want them to go baseline. Some people want them to go middle. I mean, but you can't get blown by. You gotta stay. You gotta chase them down.
And that's going to be your ball game. Southside's going to fall tonight 65-41. So we kind of glance at the Southside scoring tonight. London Star came in, had 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Levi Steele 11 points. Yasset Tafaro 6. Alex Roper leading scorer tonight with 13 points. Nick Hewitt finished with 6 points. I thought did a very solid. I thought him and Roper, both of them, did a very solid job in there, doing kind of the dirty work along with Parkinson. Really, sometimes those stats don't show up, but I thought all three had solid ball games tonight.
But y'all said Levi, they got to get going for the boys to be successful. But if Roper can keep putting in 13 every night, that's going to make it a whole lot easier on those two.
Exactly. And Coach, I'll tell you what, it's been fun having you up here and kind of get to pick your brain a bit. And I know I'm the better for it. I'll learn a little bit more about basketball as I go along, and I wish you luck. And I know this week we've got a game Friday night. We'll be back here at Maverick Arena as we take on the Heritage War Eagles. Girls game at 6, boys game at 7:30.
Yeah, it'll be good. Right back in the middle of it. I mean, 3 conference games in a week is not easy, but appreciate you having me up. Good to be up here with the legend, right?
Whatever. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.